Hello. I'm getting toward the end of that unbelievable trip to and Roaring Spring and back and to and back. Uh, uh, after Robert and Bob Krasnow and I had gotten to our property, we ate lunch and my wife was just delighted in his company. He was so full of stories. I worried because I thought he wanted to see my pigs and my goats and outside, but it was rainy, it was unpleasant, and he seemed very content to stay inside, which was fine. I didn't quite understand him. Now he's worked for some 60 years with agriculture and fish culture in Brazil, so he knows plenty about the rural life, and so it wasn't special to him. So I did show him eventually. But anyway, he not only entertained, informed my wife and my son, especially my wife, with all these stories that he had to tell. I should mention too that Bob Krasnow has written a book. It's only in Portuguese so far. I ought to have it here. I'll get it for the next video. I'll hold it up and show it to you. But it's going to come out in English, recounting stories of those 60 years in Brazil. But anyway, afterward I did the feeding, and he came down here, and I showed him all the charts and maps I have of Roaring Spring and the little water wheel that I've got back here, put together with cardstock and my beginning attempts to make him out. I showed him all that stuff, and he was informative. It was nice, although it was kind of warm in here. Anyway, we then went back to Roaring Spring, and there we were going to say goodbye. His wife, Lourdes, came down, and there we were gathered at Danny Kaye's Cafe with Danny Kaye and her daughter and her friend, and there were at least three. I don't know. It was all very pleasant. We said goodbyes, and Bob had said that he was curious about local cheeses and local foods and stuff, and he couldn't find any at the Mennonite stores. But my wife rose to the occasion. She said she thought she could get some. She went to quite a bit of bother quickly, and went to a local restaurant called Horn of Plenty. There I'm giving, what do you call it, a shout out to Horn of Plenty. And they did use local cheeses, but they weren't being made right now. But when they heard that Robert was from Brazil and he wanted all this, they went into their own stores of storages of what they had, and brought out examples of their cheese. So Robert got to have that. Well, and I tell you that because the best cheese I ever had in my life, I think, was in the northeast of Brazil. It was called Quejo de Cualho, cheese of curds. And it was locally available all over the place. It wasn't expensive. You could slice a chunk off about like that and put it in a frying pan, fry it, flip it over. Queijo assado, fried cheese, wonderful. But I'd never in my travels come to find a cheese that I liked quite as much. Well, as we were saying our goodbye, Lourdes went upstairs, I think, yeah, and came back with a present for me. And here it is, a package of Brazilian queijo assado, queijo de coalho, which I will fry for sure, if I survive. But look at this. I don't know if you can see this. It's been packaged. It's a month old, but this thing is it's still aging, and you can see there's whey still coming out of it. I don't know if you can see that or not. So I'm going to actually have my wife or son film it as I open this. Is this going to explode? I rather think it's like champagne. You know, you bottle champagne and it goes on fermenting and builds up pressure, and pop, it goes. Well, I think that's what's going on. This is made from raw milk, almost certainly. I should say, coming out of Brazil. I don't know. But one way or another, it is still aging. So I'll let you know if I survive. But afterward, and I'd let you taste it if I could. And afterward, after giving me the present hugs and handshakes and goodbyes, and upstairs they went, and I won't see them now again for years, I suppose. For my part, I wasn't quite done. I was in Roaring Spring. The animals were already fed back on the farm, so I wasn't in a hurry to get back. So the day wasn't quite over. Bye for now.